I must confess that I'm not an avid evolutionist, but what I learned in elementary school and heard along the line is that Darwin says that humans or many types of forms started in the sea and then move up in trees and fly and all this kind of stuff. And it gives the impression as if we were growing up, as it were, growing down. So I want Darwin to explain how these big skulls and all these big, tall, 18 feet skeletons can be found. Now, we who are, we say on an average 5 feet, but you have some 7 feet people. We could say that perhaps we've evolved from, from Mother Lucy up to that height. But when you find these people 18 feet and it projecting sometimes to be 50 feet tall, how could Darwin explain that? Now, he's talking, it seems as if you could change, from one thing to the next. But when God created things in the beginning, he said that everyone is going to produce after its own kind, which is in keeping with genetics, because in the genes, there are things that are determined by the genes. So that, don't mind what I do to myself, paint up myself, bleach my skin, straighten my hair, straighten my nose, and do all that kind of stuff. The baby's going to be born just like the old me, huh? That's Michael Jackson, but that. So that, there's no way that you could change through evolution or whatever what is determined in the genes. Now, of course, people are saying that these giants came because of sex with the sons of God and the daughters of men, and they're saying the sons of God were angels. But the sons of God aren't angels. Are angels? They are ministers. The sons of God are the firstborn, or those in all the other worlds, including Earth. Adam was the son of God, and so on. But the idea is this: what it's saying is this: that when Cain killed Abel, he ran away and had his own little civilization coming up, and they started experimenting with having sex with different types of creatures, and they started to produce different type of people. Now, originally, there was one dominant gene. You were tall, and you lived long, almost forever. But when they start mixing in, now you have a recessive. The animals that they were mixing in with probably had a potential to live maybe 40 years. But Adam, as you see, lived up to 932 years, and Methuselah over 950. So that if you mix it in with a 40-year, you can have from zero up to 950 and all in between. That's just longevity. And then, of course, the stature is going to be varying from 50 feet or whatever to Mother Lucy or whatever Lord size that Darwin envisioned. And so Jesus made it clear. They were trying to tie him up. They said, look, there was a nice little woman out there, and seven brothers married her. None had children with her, but all died. But then all of them ended up in heaven. Whose wife she's going to be? And Jesus said, you erring because you don't understand this. They're going to be like angels in heaven. They're not going to be having sex. They're not going to be marrying. They're going to be just existing. And you see, it goes down to why man was created. Darwin doesn't know that. Man was created to replace the devils, Satan and his angels. And this is why he fought so vehement and, sidetracked the plan. But God went ahead and created another planet, another world, and the people have, I'm sure, have to be faithful, and they have become angels now. His retinue of angels are up to strength as when it had been in the before Satan rebellion. And so this matter of Darwin and his evolution, it is something that only dumb folks would believe in, because here we have genetics today, and genetics would say that it's impossible for you to change from one creature to the next and the next, this kind of changing around. No, it don't happen like that. And so what happened was that Eve should have died immediately as she thought of it, as she made in her mind to go and eat that fruit. Not when she ate it, when she decided to do it, she had sinned. And Jesus says that, she should have died. But what happened, and a lot of people don't understand this, immediately as she decided that she was going to eat it, Jesus stepped in and said, "My blood, Father," and it continued on to when Adam ate the fruit also. And so the whole principle of stewardship, he was saying that you could have access to all these other fruits, but this one is reserved for me. Not that it had any special value in it, but it's just a matter of stewardship. Just as how in the week he has one day for himself, the tithe he has a 10% for himself, and so on. It's the same idea here with the fruit. And so when Christ came and he died on the cross, it ratified what had already started from time Eve decided that she's going to eat the fruit. And it's amazing because the body that Adam had was one that would have matured up to become angels and would have been in existence for eternity. And so those bodies that they've had is different from the ones we have today, because as Cain started the trick with having sex with all creation, and the world population grew, and they all came together nearer and nearer and nearer, and they were starting to look exotic and different. So the sons of God were the descendants of Seth. They continued serving God and doing the right thing, and they continued being stalwarts, continued being giants, continued being strong. And so when they hook up and they saw each other, then they started to marry each other. This is what it's talking about: the sons of God marrying the daughters of men, because the descendants of Seth, which were the sons of God, met Cain's descendants, which were the sons of men, and they married. And today we all are kind of dwarfs, and we all have passed on that corruption, that curse that Cain started. So I hope Darwin is, rotting in his grave, because he just come with some stupid stuff. And it's not to say that he was earnestly pursuing knowledge. He was an evil person and just trying to pervert God's word. And God's word is going to always stand. And genetics back it up, because he's saying that every tree is going to bring a fruit half its kind. If you bud two trees, it's going to be something different. But when you bud a tree though, and you have a different fruit, you plant that seed, you end up getting one of the either two trees that were budded. You don't have a reproduction that same third fruit. See, so God knows what He's doing, and man will always be confounded, just as Darwin.